What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. And we are live with the power community to talk about Raising Kanan Season 1, Episode 3, Stick and Move.
Yes.
I'm Jeff, and Krissy is on the other side of the screen. Krissy, what's going on? How are you?
Let me find out you need to go on a vacation every week. I mean, you coming back energized, rejuvenated. I need that energy every week.
Well, you know, we're here to work to live, not live to work.
Amen.
So we have to. I am team use PTO. You earned it. A lot of places is use it or lose it, depending on your situation. The company will go on, because guess what? If you work yourself to the bone and you're done and you are no longer able to function, your job will be posted the next day.
Oh, of course, they don't care.
They do not care. So I go with everybody and say, yeah, use your PTO. But yeah, I'm back. I'm rested, rejuvenated, ready to go. And I'm glad I got in time to watch Raising Kanan. We got a lot to discuss, and we have a lot to discuss with you. If you're joining us live now, hit up that comment section, fill it up. We're ready to talk. I already see people in here ready to talk, ready to roll. So thank you for joining us. So definitely hit up our comment section. If you're watching on the replay, hit us up in the comments. We'll be responding too at this time and at all other times. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel.
All that.
Follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on all podcast platforms and social, Twitter, Instagram, at Power After Hours. So let's talk. The business is out of the way. Now let's get into the meat of the affair.
Yes.
Tell me what you thought about this episode.
God damn it, this show is good. It draw me. I mean, every week I'm like, oh, maybe it's just gonna plateau a little bit, but it was another good episode. It was solid. Overall, I feel like we're getting more as every week goes on. We're getting more character development. We're starting to understand more of the main characters, more about Raq, more about Juke, and also a little bit about Marvin too. Okay. And then we've got the captain as well, Omar Epps' character. I can never remember his name. What is
Detective Howard?
Howard, yes. We are learning. I'm starting to think that my assessment of him last week might be true. It's definitely a little something going on. But yeah, this was a good episode. What'd you think?
I liked it. I think they're keeping the continuity going between the episode. I think they're able to reveal new stuff to us while still progressing the storyline that they're already giving us. They don't need to linger or beat certain things over their head. It's right. Everybody is doing their job and they're executing it well and keeping us engaged. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Let us know what you thought about the episode as well. We're going to talk about everything in the episode, what we saw, different things that we liked, and all of that. So definitely have the chat rocking. I already see. What's up, Roz? What's up, DJ Food and Drank? BC, glad you finally made the live. Yes. The illest Rican. What's up? Savage Ass Don, Brandon Penny, excuse me. What up? Like a lot of our regulars here, and love to everybody else. If you're joining us for the first time, or you're a series regular on Power After Hours Live, we love to hear from you and love to see you. So, I loved the opening narration where a grown Kanan, that's what the subtitles call him, grown Kanan, which is hilarious, because it's like you got a June in your a man, a June.
It's always a man in every family.
There's at least one man, 1.3 man per average in every family.
Not average.
Those are actual stats, by the way. But calling him grown Kanan is hilarious. So there's grown Kanan, right? When he's talking about how the corners are a young man's game.
It's true.
And you don't see the OGs on the corner, because if cops come around and the shakedown happens, you're going to have to be nimble and on your feet. You got to get the hell out of there. And the old heads ain't trying to run. It's just like, I'm just going to buy this lawyer. Like, you taking me in.
Yeah, just take me in.
I'm not trying to pull a hamstring.
Go ahead and book me in, because I'm not about to do this with you. And we learned that with the detective. His he needed to be a little bit more nimble and a little bit more quick because his little ass wasn't making it. Okay.
Listen, I hope Omar Epps was acting, because if not, he gonna have to get a Peloton or whatever, and he gonna have to get in the gym, because Howard was
He was
laboring.
out
All
of breath.
right,
Like you
he
could
was
just
out of breath.
tell. Like I loved how the camera scene was going because it was like he was still running. You're thinking that he's keeping up, but as they're panning out, he's getting further and further away. I was like, yeah, he's not gonna make it much longer with this run. And old buddy was like kept the same pace. Like he was just booking it. He knew he had to do what he had to do to get out, and it worked.
Yeah, Roz, they were definitely running the 4x4. I was like, Scrap could have got a gold medal in the Hood Olympics of running away from the cops, because that man was out of there. And I love how he was telling Kanan later on in the episode, like, yo, I used to run 100-meter dash in high school. He wasn't catching me. And he did so many zigs and zags until Howard gave up. And it's not only that this dude is probably in his Danny Glover, I'm getting too old for this shit, era of detective work. He's come down with a case of leukemia.
Yeah, that really got me. I was like, dang, not only it was not just the fact that he had leukemia, it was his reaction to it. He didn't seem, I guess when talking to the doctor, for him, he wasn't in that space that most people would be when they're learning that they have something that's pretty terminal and aggressive, right? So you could see that it maybe affected him when he stepped out after talking to the doctor. But I think that's so sad that that's something that he's dealing with. But that told me a lot. That tells me he's got nothing to lose. Right. You know what I mean? Like in terms of how he's going to be moving in these streets and making deals and maneuvering to get what he needs to keep his status at the top as you know, what he's stated in this episode. He don't got nothing to lose, and he's going to be willing to do anything to get, you know, to keep the status of who he is.
Yeah, so he's getting that pressure, the medical pressure, and has that stress on him. And you could tell the doctor is trying to explain the gravity of the situation and is letting him know, like, you got to find family. You got to find people who can give you this bone marrow. It's a blood and bone marrow disease. Let me pull it up. Acute myeloid leukemia, right? Yeah. It affects the blood. It affects the bone marrow. And he needs a donor. So this is one of those things that that he needs a donor for. And we find out, one of the things we find out about Detective Howard is that he don't really got family like that. Yeah. The family that he does have, he has a falling out. So not only does he think he wouldn't be able to get his family to do whatever they need to do to check if they're a match, he's not even trying to reach out.
No, I mean, and it's just sad to me. Like, we don't know what he's going to end up doing in this series. We don't know. He could end up being the one that we hate the most. You understand what I'm saying? But as of right now, I actually feel bad for the guy. Like, nobody ever wants to see that. No matter how bad of a character you are, what you're going to do. But going back to old dude that was running from him, I found it funny that after all that running, his only issue was the fact that he scuffed his shoes. That was some real, like, the little things that they do, the little nuances that they give us in the show. That was some real shit. Because let me tell you something. If I scuff my, we gonna have some problems.
Yeah, because $100 back then is probably equivalent to like the 180, 200 we'd be paying for sneakers now, or even like 80 back then. So he had the fresh J's on, was able to just knock off a little bit of dust off of them, and no creases, no nothing. He was able to move with it. So you could tell, like, that is as real as anything. Because if you came to school or you were anywhere and somebody stepped on your sneakers, especially white sneakers, and scuffed them, that was it. Like, it was a fight. It was a fight.
Didn't we talk about fights last week?
Yeah, that's another reason.
Meet me at the flagpole at 3 p.m. Like, I'm not scared. Like, don't step on my shoes.
Right.
But again, I didn't fight.
Yeah, allegedly. So BC says, took a minute to realize the guy running from Howard was the one in the trap house with Kanan. Yeah, it was nuts that I was like, where have I seen him before? And then when I saw him in the trap house, I was like, oh, yeah.
Took me a second.
That's true. And DJ Food and Drink says that's a good point. Howard is a real wild card with death around the corner. Not only with death around the corner, but with the pressure that he's getting from his captain. He mentioned it before that the captain don't really care about cleaning up the neighborhood. He just doesn't want the bad press of teenagers dying around him without any type of accountability. You can see it when the captain was talking about D-Wiz. It's like, yo, this is a basketball star. He's like, yo, he had a great jump shot, but now he ain't his basketball career is over and his life is over. And all y'all are giving me are corner boys that are gonna be out by the end of the day. Like, he wants a big win. Like, they want a big win. So Howard has that pressure, right? So that the captain, of course, so that the captain could look good. So Howard has that pressure there to make something happen. He has his prognosis, the diagnosis that he's gone through, and then he's even challenging his partner Burke, where there's a conflict there where in the beginning of the episode she tries to arrest, like they run up on Raq's dudes, and they're clowning them because they're like, who the hell is this? Like, you won't belong out here. And he's really trying to push on her to make her prove that she belongs. But I don't know if it's more so he really doesn't think she belongs, or he's lashing out because of everything else going on.
I think it's maybe a mixture of both, but I definitely think he's lashing out. He's trying, because to me, I get that he wants to be the one in charge. He wants to be that tough guy. But at the same time, I understood what he was saying to her. I think we've all worked with somebody where you're not sure if that person is supposed to be there. They maybe just are in that position because mommy and daddy, gave them. It's almost similar to like Braden, right? With Tariq, in terms of how he got to college. We know it's because mommy and daddy paid his way in. So, I feel like we're seeing that little trait come in this show as well, in terms of, do you really belong in this position? Earn your spot. And I feel like she's going to end up proving him wrong in a lot of aspects. I think she's probably the one for the job, but he just is an asshole.
sometimes it is just as simple as that. The Ellis Rican captain wants dope on the damn table. Shout out to The Wire. Yeah.
Yes.
He wants that, like they take the picture of all the guns on the table. We just made the streets a little bit more safer. It's like, you getting a flick off right now. This is like y'all IG stories type reactions to what you see going on in the streets. You know what I mean?
Cares. So, no one cares.
Right. Exactly. 100%. So I was eager to see what was going to happen. And it just so happened that the universes aligned for Howard, who wanted to make a big splash, and for Raq, who needed to make a move, because we find out in this episode, because her team got bagged on the corner. They don't really have any more corners, and the corners they have left, they're getting bagged up. So their connect is kind of shaky on what's going on. So she has to convince the connect to still keep her product flowing while figuring out a way to really hit back at Unique, because he has that alliance, that temporary alliance with Howard to try to be the last one. So what did you think, Krissy? And tell us in the chat, comments later, power after hours at powerafterhourspod@gmail.com. Send us all your commentary on this too, for those of you listening after the live. Let us know, what did you think about Deen, the connect?
All I hear when he talks is tainted meat. I don't know, all my Walking Dead fans, shout out to y'all, because we was in there, you know what I mean? But that's literally all when I see his face, that's all I can see is I literally hear him saying tainted meat over and over. But love that connection, because now we get to see a little bit of the business on the backside of what Raq is also dealing with. We've heard her talk about things that are going on, but now we're seeing really everything that she has on her plate. Not only is she trying to deal with the Unique situation, she's also got to handle her connect, figure out how to get things back to what they were before Kanan fucked things up. So yeah, I feel like we're learning more of what makes Raq, why she has to make these hard decisions, because it's never like cut and dry. There's always something in the back end. You see how, the captain is talking, to Howard about what he needs to do. Now we've got the connect telling Raq what she needs to do in order to get things back. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of those conversations, just so we can see like how she's going to handle the Unique situation. Because we know Unique ain't going to back down. He's got that personality where you're going to have to kill him. We all know that. So I'm looking forward. What did you think about that conversation?
I liked it. The one thing I liked was when grown Kanan was giving the description about him and said that he moves silently and violently. And he's one of those guys that doesn't make a lot of noise, but he makes moves. And who does that remind me of? That reminds me of Ghost.
You.
That was that was Ghost's whole MO, why he was called Ghost to begin with.
True.
You knew he was around, you felt his presence, but you couldn't see him.
Couldn't see him. No one knew who Ghost was. No one knew.
Right. But Deen is more so a straight businessman who said, hey, I'm selling to both of y'all. Whatever conflict y'all have is what y'all have. But once the cops are involved, that's when I may have to back off.
Yeah.
So now she knows, not only do I have to keep my business running, I got to get Unique out of here so that I can make that pivot and make that game-changing move to take the block back. And who does she find? She finds homeboy, the right-hand man, who's talking about retiring in a year, going to South Carolina with his wife and girlfriends.
Right.
Like
retiring,
quote unquote. I'm like, yo, you bringing the side pieces and your maid
luck
all
with
the same
that.
place.
Good
Yo,
luck with
drug
that.
money in the 90s must have been long.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Listen, though, you know that's not gonna last. That ain't gonna make it. Okay. And first of all, there's no such thing as retiring in the drug game. How many times did Ghost try to retire?
He tried the first time and Tasha wouldn't let him.
Like the man came, and then Tommy was like, yeah, what you doing? Like, you putting all your time into this club. So like, come on, like there's no such thing as retiring in the drug game. You either go to jail or you die.
Yeah.
Or you keep selling. Just figure it out.
Shout out to BC. The way Deen flipped off old girl's hearing aid took me out. That's his grandmother. That's his grandmother. And he turns off the hearing aid so that she won't hear his business. Imagine if you could do that with your parents.
That's so gangster.
Or somebody who just flick off the hearing aid. You don't need to hear this. This is grown folk business. Grown folk. All right. Leave us alone.
That would be so great.
But I loved how how Raq saw the opportunity at hand to get over, where she was like, okay, I need to make a game-changing move, and hit up the right hand and was like, yo, I got this bread for you right now, enough for you to retire right now.
Yeah.
All I need is Unique's the drop location, because we about to make something happen. So all that's all I need. And yo, she got her information, which led to the conversation between Raq and Howard. Let's see what y'all are talking about in the chat. Light up the chat now. Shout out to all of y'all who are joining. This is Power After Hours, talking episode 3, Raising Kanan, recap and review live. Hit us up in the chat. Hit us with the likes right now on the screen. Throw up a like, throw up a thumbs up if you're feeling what you seeing, what you're hearing from us. Like the video right now. Always hit us up with that, and hit us in the chat, and let's see what you're saying. Y'all got a lot. Y'all got a lot to be said. Let's see.
Yeah, they said a lot.
Miss Coffee, I think Unique is gonna body him.
Yep.
If Howard is making a lot of risky moves, where if the leukemia don't get him, one of them may.
Is she talking about? Wait, is she talking about Howard or the guy who gave Raq the location of the drop?
Oh yeah, Miss Coffee. Hit us back and let us know. Are you talking about Detective Howard or the Connect? And following up with that, Michelle says, "Will that dude make it to South Carolina though?"
Michelle, we here.
Listen. If you know the Power universe, you know it's 50-50 at best.
Yeah,
the guy who gave the location. Yeah, Miss Coffee said the guy who gave the location. Yeah,
I agree. I don't think he's going to make it to any type of retire. He may have had a chance before he went and did what he did with Raq, but I think this guy is done. Tainted meat, as we like to discuss. Yes.
Yeah, DJ Food and Drink says, whenever a nigga talking about going down south and quote unquote get their life together or quote retire, it's curtains for them.
Because didn't Burke say the same thing with Angie? Wasn't they gonna go to Miami?
Right.
Wasn't that what they was doing? And then both of them ended up pop. Nobody makes it down south.
Jada Kiss once said, gangsters don't die, they get chubby and move to Miami, but you got to get to Miami first.
You got to get there first, bro.
You got to get to Miami first.
Good luck.
Krissy, what did you think about the meeting between Howard and Raq?
I think what I said last week is correct. That's what I think. I think those two, I think their relationship is deeper than what we know right now. I don't know if I really think they either had a relationship. Actually, no, I think that's what it is. I think I think at some point they had a relationship, and now like they're trying to like be business, kind of like how in Power Book 2 you got Mary J. Blige's character with the cop, who was also kind of like that situation where it may have been something where it was convenient for the both of them, where she was providing him intel in some sort. Maybe she was his CI at some point. I don't know. But I do know that their relationship is deeper than what we're seeing on the surface right now. And it would not surprise me if something comes out about their past together. Because it was too easy for her to make that phone call and have that conversation with him. So something tells me there's something there. Do you agree or no?
I'm still watching. I'm still watching. If I look at Detective Howard, he gives me the vibes of enemy of my enemies are my friends. Yeah. And I'm gonna play them both on each other, because at the end of the day, if both of them get taken out, then he's ultimately won. Yeah. He's just trying to get some type of stability, right? But I think that when he's presented with a certain opportunity, at first he was talking all of that, he's going to give Unique the throne. But now, after all this pressure with the captain and having an opportunity, when they said they wanted a major win, right? Yeah. A major win. Getting $250,000 of drugs off the street is that photo op that the captain wanted, right? Big. So he gets that. And, and Unique is even telling him like, Raq is even telling him like, yo, you doing all this business with Unique, you like up his ass. And who's controlling who? I'm giving you a major win. Yep. And even Howard, he asked the question, like we talk about like, what is this actually about? Right. Mm-hmm. Howard is asking like, yo, what is this thing that we're doing? It's like we're it's almost like we're running in circles. Like who's actually going to get ahead? And Raq says she never stops running. She never stops running. So this is just, she's going to do what she has to do, whatever's best for business for her. Right. She's going to do that. And she put the ball in Howard's court, right, to see what it was. And this is also getting him in her good graces a little bit, so that they're able to get back their corners, but taking out a rival too, or at least severely damaging. And of course, Howard rolls with it. And they not only get what they wanted, which was got those drugs off the street in a major look. Unique's corners got shut down for a little bit. Yep. It was a messy operation, so to speak. But yeah, they definitely got with that. I remember Raq saying something, but I definitely feel like they had a relationship of some sort. Something's there. And when it comes out, I want to remember this moment at 7:28 p.m. Eastern, that I spoke these words. I believed they was fucking. Shout out to Savage Ass Dan. Pink sneakers made it to Miami and still got body. Yeah, I thought she was gonna get out of that too, but nah. Shout out to lives in the Power universe. Miss Coffee and Michelle. Smurf is the name of homeboy that's allegedly trying to make it to South Carolina, back to his family or whatnot. I don't know. What's up, Caribbean Adams? I heard a theory that Howard could be related to someone in the main cast. So if Howard is related to someone in the main cast, who do you think it could be? And by main cast, I'm assuming Adams, that you're talking about Power Book 1. So if you're talking about that, who could it be? Because he definitely said he wasn't close to his family. So the fact that they made that such a focal point of this episode, it wouldn't surprise me if that's actually true. Because why even mention that? Like, why even make that a thing? So I definitely think that's a valid point. I'm with it. Yeah. Just wondering who. Yeah. Once again, the possibilities are endless. And with doing this prequel, they open up the door to connect the people that we see to the people we've already experienced, and even characters coming up that we don't know, but they were connected to people in Kanan's past. Yeah. Right. So now, Raq had a lot going on this episode, because not only was she juggling the drug game, but juggling something else. You said it. I didn't. You said it. I didn't. So I need to know your thoughts Chat, let me know your thoughts, comments at watching this after the replay. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think about Raq and Symphony's trysts throughout that hour?
She deserves. You know what I mean? She works hard for her money. Sis deserves.
Okay.
Amen. I mean, that's all it is. That's all it is. Everybody deserves to have a little something. Okay. Raq works hard. She got a son. She's taking care of a son. She's taking care of Marvin and them. She deserved to have a release as well. Okay. And that's just it. You know, that's just it. You have a problem?
Just sis deserves, and that's
as
far as you keep it.
Give me a reason she wouldn't deserve.
I didn't say that she didn't. I'm just trying to get more other than like fawning and panting and yes and yassing.
Honestly, like, let's keep it real. I think the relationship between her and Symphony, I think she likes that he is educated. You can tell that Raq is extremely smart. And I think the conversations that she has with him intrigues her. And it turns her on in some way as well. So I like their relationship only because he's not what you would expect from her, to like the type of man you would expect her to be with the game that she's in. Like, as you know, like her last dude was like, he got her into the game. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to think about that. This is a guy who's in college. He's really trying to better himself. And she keeps making those little jokes about how, you know, dorms and stuff like that's cute. But I think it's good for her. I think it's good to have somebody that's not someone that is in what you're doing. Like, you have an escape. You don't have to talk about work. You don't have to talk about anything like that. You can just be you and who you authentically are. And I think she likes that about him. Yeah.
And you know, they even explain it like, why, like he asked, why me?
Yeah.
Why do you want to mess with me? She tells him it's like a vacation from her because it's not what she's used to. She gets to go into a different world and deal with somebody else while he's just fascinated with her. They feels like he has a connection and has those similarities because he more than likely does come from the hood and knows what's up. The fact that he would even mess with her on that level, knowing who she is, he's unfazed by it. So they, in essence, get to be themselves while connecting with one another, which is pretty dope. One thing I did like was in their conversation. I lost count on how many times they had sex throughout this episode. Like, it's just
I didn't.
I bet you didn't. I bet you did. But they when she told him, I don't need saving.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you're thinking about saving me, but I don't need saving. I got this.
I am who I am.
Right. And it's even whether you're a drug dealer or a nurse or a doctor or whatever, or a banker or you know, artist, you know, it's I think it's important to show that for the female characters that she's not trying to be a damsel in distress.
No.
She's letting him know that if anything, you might need to save him for messing with me.
And it kind of is interesting because she reminds me a lot of, golly, what is Mary J. Blige's character's name?
Monet.
It reminds me a lot about Monet. You know what I mean? How they are that headstrong. They don't need a man to come in and do anything for them. They got it. They can handle it. Even to the point when he tried to give her advice about Kanan. And she was like, I don't need your help with that either, bruh. Like, I can handle my son. Stay in your lane. Okay. So I like their relationship. I'm just not 100% sure we can trust Symphony.
Right.
And that just comes
comments feel the same way.
Yeah, like I just feel like that's just from watching Power over the years. Like it's either I can't trust him, or the fact that she's so blissfully happy with him means he ain't gonna make it long. One or the other. So I don't know what he could be doing, but something tells me it's too good to be true.
Yeah. Michelle says, Symphony and Raq making music. If we do the math, she had Kanan at 16, so she's 31 years old. Get it in, Raq. She deserves some fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This deserves.
Yeah. And she even explains it when she was talking to him, like, yo, I had my kid when I was 16, and it feels like everybody's trying to tell me how to raise my son. So she's a little protective on that. But at the same time, if you've ever been for the men, right, listening in the chat now, watching later on, if you've ever been in a situation where your mom is dating somebody who's not your dad and you roll up and dude is there, like, fam, I know you don't pay rent.
Oh, you sound real hostile right now.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, that for a man, you probably wouldn't understand because it's a little bit different. But for like a young 16-year-old kid,
No, I
not
get it.
only you imagine waking up and going to the bathroom, minding your business, not bothering a person, and you see some Boris Kojo looking
Buff-ass nigga.
light-skinned swimsuit model
No
dude,
shirt.
no shirt on
shirt.
on your computer. On your computer,
shit.
like even for this era, imagine if he was on your phone scrolling, like logged into his Instagram on your phone just to scroll. It
was the hand crossing of Kanan for me. He was like, nigga, what you doing in my house?
Right. He bossed up like, yo, I don't know who you are. Your mom told, like, my mom, like,
how you gonna boss up when you don't pay no bills though, bruh? That's what I would say.
With the headphones on. With the headphones on, listening to his music, bopping. He was typing up his paper.
Living his best life.
Like, if you don't go to the dorm.
Sex, okay? He's living his best life. And, you know, Kanan interrupted the moment. Like, let's just keep it real. Why your ass ain't in school? That's the better question.
He got a good lesson in This Is My House 101.
Yeah.
Because he was really trying to boss up, and Raq was like, I can have friends over.
Because you don't pay no bills.
Nope. I could have friends over. I could do this. I could do that. Yep. It is what it is, son. You gonna have to get over it.
And move the fuck on.
Right. And here's another cool thing about just the period aspect of this, the time period aspect of this, right? It's 1991. And she has a computer in her house. Like, that's a flex.
Did you see how small that screen was, though? It was so awesome.
It's the old school Macintosh computer. Yeah. So before it was branded as just Apple, these are Macintosh computers. Yeah. The precursor to the iMac and the MacBook Pro and the Air and all of that, right? This is the desktop computer. Like, to have a desktop computer in your house, and this is pre-internet too. To have a desktop computer in your house, that means you had money.
You had money.
Different type of money.
Because you see how intrigued he was when she said when she said she had one. He was like, "You have one in your house?" Like, wait a minute, what? Like, I was shocked, and it was looking at that. That was just like nostalgic to see that little screen. The fact that we used to look at something on those small screens, like our TVs were that small too. It boggles my brain. Like, I'm like, whoa! Like, my eyes would be hurting today if I had to look at something in that small ass screen.
Well, you remember we used to have the green screen computers or whatever. So it's I saw that little ass screen and I was like, damn, how far we've come.
I know, we're so spoiled.
Right. Greenfly says if Kanan didn't want to see that, then maybe he should have took his ass to school. Now you see,
exactly.
That's the problem with America. You know what I'm saying?
Don't pay no damn bills over here trying to question somebody. Take your ass to school, boy.
Yo. Listen, man, there was just so much hilarity in that scene. Like, he tried to shake his head. Kid, it was like, nigga, who are you? Like, why are you here? Why are you
too many questions for somebody who don't pay no bills?
Right.
Listen, Raq got his ass together so good, I didn't even feel the need to say anything about it. she was like, nigga, we can have this conversation all day long, but your little ass supposed to be in school. So that's before you say anything else, answer that question. Why you here?
Questions that need to be answered. Michelle says, personally, I could do without the sex scenes, especially when the talent involved are married, etc. That's that's an interesting conversation that I've also been having, just in terms of like actors and like, how do y'all do that? Like,
it's
y'all
really
be home
hard.
married and y'all do that. It's just it's a different type of
mindset. How do you get into the vibe of what you're doing? Like, I mean, I know everything is like covered up, so to speak, but like, you're married and you're like really getting it in,
right?
Like, and it takes me back to like Lala and Tommy scenes, or like, because they all married. Not Tommy, but Lala was married. Naturi Naughton was married when she was having them scenes. Like, I'm like, damn, this has got to be hard.
Yeah.
Or is it?
Maybe it is hard, and that's the problem. Yeah. So Let's see. Dad says it seems like Rock's always learning something from the dude she be in a relationship with,
Yeah.
it's almost like it's almost like Cell from Dragon Ball Z, who takes parts of different people's powers and brings it into their own skill set. Like she really does level up every time she's with somebody, takes the parts from them, and then becomes a better person and a better professional in everything that you're doing. Shout out to BC, who says the Paula Abdul reference took me back. When they were listening to Paula Abdul before they got popped.
Rush. That was my jam back in the day. I fucks hard with that song. That was my song. I was so happy to hear that. Like, I still listen to that to this day. I fucks with Paula Abdul.
And I love the conversation they were having on what Paula Abdul's ethnicity is. That was like such a car conversation where everybody's trying to be right and figure it out, and dude just wanted to vibe. I just thought that was hilarious. Ross says, I love it when her and Juke were talking. She said, everyone deserves a smile, but you're talking to a girl that loves love.
Yeah.
So that's a great segue into talking about Miss Jukebox and what she had going on this episode. In the chat, let us know what you thought about Jukebox this episode after the replay. Let us know in the comments. Shoot us a like right now on our YouTube page where this is streaming. Do all of that. Do all of that. Krissy, tell me what you thought about Jukebox. Everything from Jukebox, from her singing to her new side business as a hot retail clothes salesperson.
A thief. Like,
I mean, if you want to be crude about it,
she's a thief. But yeah, we learned again a lot about Juke. I feel like we're getting that. Like I said from the very beginning, her character development was going to be my favorite part, I think, throughout this show. Just trying to figure out how she got to where we saw her in power, right? But I love the scenes with her and her girlfriend, I guess we can call her now. I think that we're learning a lot about who it is that she's still trying to be true to herself, right? But at the same time, she's in love with somebody who she knows is not in the realm of her possibilities. So I love seeing how they're trying to mirror her character in two different instances. We're seeing her out she's with the girl and she got to go out and boost some items. You know what I mean? She's like, I wish I could stay, but this is how I make my living. This is how which is crazy to me because I actually question why Juke feels the need to do this if Marvin is working for the family and Marvin has all this money. So I'm wondering why she feels the need to do this on a daily, weekly basis if money is not really a struggle for them, right? Is there something we're missing?
I think she isn't. In the first episode, I believe they were saying that she was saving up for studio time, so maybe she's getting that money on her own.
So Marvin don't help her with that?
Well, the way this man was looking through her room, Marvin is just off. Marvin is just off. Like, he's looking through her room for stuff, and we don't know what he's looking for. And you could tell when the kids know, she called him Marvin before. She didn't call him Dad.
Yeah.
She called him Marvin, like if you people when she was talking to Kanan about it. Right.
Yeah, her relationship screwed.
Yeah. So that they probably have a different type of relationship. So she wants to do that on her own. So, you get to see her and the operation with them still in. We told you about that last episode, that when people were selling Polo and all those brands on the street, they were real as fuck. Yeah. They were just hot as fuck too. Literally hot as in stolen, right? So you knew you were cutting corners to get something that probably cost $400 or $300 for $100 less.
Yeah.
And you could get it and keep it moving. So she's doing that. And and the other thing that I loved was seeing her being like, she was being encouraged to sing the karaoke, and she was actually nervous in front of crowds and in front of the camera.
Yeah, that was interesting to see, because you look at her and she's so good at singing, and I don't know if she gets that nervous because she is around her girlfriend, and because it seems like when she's around her, she has a little bit more trouble expressing herself. It takes her a minute to open up in a way. So I'm wondering if that's the case, or if she's just learning how to be out in public with her voice. When you're in the studio, you're around people that it's not like you're out on a stage. Not everyone has stage presence. So I'm wondering if that's part of it. But I like the scenes with her where she is vulnerable like that. Like, I feel like that's when we're really learning about the real Jukebox, not the persona that she's putting on for her family. And the conversation that she actually had with Raq in that episode was powerful for me, because we see how close their relationship is. It looks like she views Raq as a parental figure. Their relationship was really close until I guess she started dating this girl and had a little action. But it's good to see that they had that relationship. She has somebody that she can trust and talk to about those important things. But I like seeing this side of Raq. I think we're learning more about her as a whole.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Let's go to the comments. Let's see what you're saying. Rainy J, we now know Jukebox started boosting early, so it plays when we were first introduced to her. Word. Tyrone Campo, what's up, Tyrone? Jukebox continues to boost the freshest new clothes. Her relationship with her girlfriend also continues to flourish. Similar to Raq and Symphony, they come from two different worlds. So yeah, and you can tell Nicole sees that in her.
Yeah.
And you get that theme with both Nicole and with Jessica, Famous's sister, talking to Lulu about they can be more than their situation and more than their circumstances. And this tracks with a general theme of power, with people trying to save. People trying to save these characters from themselves because they can see potential that they feel others don't. Jessica thinks Lulu, you see the scene with Lulu when he goes to the studio. Lulu is smart as hell. He's versed in everything going on from the audio equipment to the
production.
mics. And she's saying, like, yo, you have all of the tools and the chops to do everything that what is his name? What's Quincy? What's Quincy's name? Crown something? Crown Camacho, yeah. And yo, Grown Kanan had me screaming when he was like, this dude's name is Antoine Washington, but he thought, being coming off as a Rican would get him more play. Like, yo, hilarious. But yeah, she's telling him, you could be all of that. And he's like, yo, I'm from the streets, I'm on the corners, like, I'm not thinking about all that. And she sees that the same way Nicole sees in Jukebox. Once she gets over those little nerves and actually sings, and Nicole got a little voice too, right? This is what they see, and this is what they want to to apply themselves so that they can get out of their circumstance. What's up, BC? This episode seemed to jump ahead and messed up the continuity a bit. She was making side money last episode off someone else's boosted merchandise. So where did she get with this new crew?
No, I think that was the same dude she was next to, wasn't it?
It wasn't a continuity shift. She's in that crew, so she was helping.
We just saw the back end last time. It was just her selling the product. Now we're getting to understand how she gets the product. So I don't think it was, because that was the same guy she was next to when she made the $250 off the one jacket.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Ellis Rican says you can see Jukebox downfall coming where the hustle's gonna get her arrested and she's gonna lose her girlfriend. I'm waiting to see that too. Like what comes of this, because when dude was beating down the security guard, which that's always a funny ass trope in all these type of shows where somebody does the most when all they have to do is run. And the person that stops them are the ones that are easily identifiable, because that security guard saw her face.
And she knew it before she ran off. She knew. Right.
She's in trouble. So we don't know how it's going to happen, but it looks like there's some trouble.
Maybe that's how she becomes a cop. Right. maybe while she's in there, she becomes a junior. You know how they have those little like clubs for kids that want to be an officer. Maybe that's how she starts. She gets arrested and changes her life.
And Rainey says, true, why become a cop unless she knew it would throw people off her scent? It's like being undercover.
Smart.
But she's an undercover criminal in the system.
There's a lot of those.
So yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's see. What got? Keep sending us all your comments. We're checking those now. We're going through Power After Hours. Hit us with the thumbs up on our video if you like it. If you're seeing this after the replay, thumbs up, comment, chat up with us. We got your questions. We got your answers. And we having a good old time with this power party. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Savage Ass Dan. Jukebox says she don't want to be in the game. Marvin's in. Great transition to Kanan getting in his first foray into the drug game. So this is why I said Kanan knows his family. He knows which uncle he could try to break it and do some off the books activity with, and it's Marvin. And I believe he does see that when he sees Marvin going through Jukebox's room, and Marvin gets tight and takes his key, like, yo, I don't need all y'all popping up in here whenever you want. And even with Jukebox leaving her boosted stuff at Kanan crib, Kanan and Raq crib, because she knows. I believe she knows what's going on in that house. So what did you think about Kanan and how they introduced him to making his first drug deal?
Kanan got his first body. Now he got his first sale. And it was interesting to see how shy he was about making the decision on how much to sell the product for, when he's having that conversation with Jukebox. And you can see how smart this girl is. The way she was able to convince him to, like, how he should be charging the white folks, because she knows, like, they got the money, you charge them more. She was like, $25. Like, you could get it clean 50 off these folks. And Kanan was like, are you sure? Like, he was so shy. It was weird to see him in that manner. But I think after speaking with that first customer, where old dude is like, really? $35? Like, that's it? You literally could have got more. Dude was like, give me 2 for 50. I was like, make it 2 for 6. Like, get some more money, bro. Be smarter. But yeah, I think that now that he's got that first sale and he's understanding how it works, I think it's going to become a lot easier for him from here on out to do what he needs to do to get the money that he wants.
Yeah. And his motivation wasn't even as much to get in the game. It was Davina. Yep, he has that conversation with Davina where Davina lets him know that they're down on their luck. They're selling her dad's power tools so that they can get groceries and stuff, and he needs to make money. He wants to help her out because he still likes her and still wants to do all these things for her. So he's like, yo,
or is it guilt?
I'm gonna,
or is it guilt too? A little bit of guilt.
I think there's like a Salt Bay dash of guilt in there too, a smidge, because she pressed them out earlier about what happened.
She did.
Like they're saying D Wiz was responsible for Buck 20's murder, and he held his man down in death and said, that's what I heard, but I know that's not the case.
Yeah.
Because he knows that, and he's suffering this episode. He's dealing. You see the program on his table. He got RIP D Wiz on his shoes. He don't really care about school, so now he has something to put his energy in, which is trying to help Davina out, which is why he really wants to move the game. And you see the early signs that Kanan knows how to make a deal. And Kanan knows how to pit people against each other in order to get what he wants. So he lets Marvin know straight up, yo, I know my mom don't give you as much work as you want. Thinks you're a knucklehead. She listened to me. I put in the word with her. You put me onto this game.
Yep.
And he don't even know. Marvin, like, what do you like? He's like, what do you 14, 15? Like, he gets the whole age wrong. He's like, yeah, I was 10. He was like 10, 11 when he got in the game. And he explains to him the whole buying and selling. So that way for Kanan to get in the game just to help out Davina, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and we learned a few mistakes Kanan made there. Well, one major mistake being that he jumped out of the stash house to go and meet Davina. And I think that happening is going to be pivotal. I think that at some point that's going to come back to bite Kanan, because old dude kept telling him, like, don't you do it. Don't go out there. It's not a good look. And he's like, it's just Davina. Bruh, you got to remember, even though Kanan is mourning, Davina is still mourning as well. She still lost somebody that she cared for and loved. And ain't no telling when she finds out the truth, how that's going to come back and bite Kanan's ass. So their relationship is interesting. He got his first little kiss in. And, I feel like he's finally starting to think that he's on the right path. Like, he got the girl, he got the, you know what I mean? But that's going to bite him in the ass. I can feel it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Greenfly says Kanan is smart. He played Marvin into that agreement. Kanan knows his mom is not gonna let Marvin closer to business, yet convinced Marvin that he's able to talk Rock into it. What
Won't
happened? Miss
happen.
Coffee says Kanan know good and well his mom is not going to listen to him about giving Marvin a chance. That was the funniest shit. Like, if it's one thing Kanan mom is not gonna listen to him
It's
about,
that.
Rock ain't trying to hear no give Marvin some more corners. Give him some more
Who
corners
who
if
would
I
give
want to lose.
Marvin anything?
Right. Right. I don't. It ain't gonna be Rock. I'll tell you that much. Tyrone says throughout the episode, Kanan does not do a good job at sticking and moving, underselling the coke for a low price, and blowing up the cover to the stash
Facts.
house. That is 100% facts, and you see that the mistakes, rookie mistakes
Yep.
that he's making, and which we can all stack them all to say these may come back to bite him in the end,
Yep.
right? And I also love with Jukebox, I love that she just knows the game.
Smart.
She knows all the game. She knows how to sell. She's a hustler. She's a natural born hustler who, whether it's hot clothes or crack, she can sell them. And she gave him all the game. I also loved how Famous was supposed to be selling with Kaden until he hears the cipher going on and he gravitates like, yo, you got this.
You
He
got
was
it.
just going there for moral support, but he knows he ain't built for it and
she
had an out because
he knew D Wiz
he's
would have
actually
been.
following his passions. He's
Yeah.
actually following his passions to rap. Let's see what y'all are saying in the chat. Shout out to the chat. Y'all are live in here as always, man. This is awesome. Michelle, Davina is smart. She knows how the world works, and she's not talking about how round the earth is. Scrappy said it right. Everyone is in the game. Yeah, I love that line Scrappy said when he was when Kanan tried to say, "Oh, she's not in the game." He's like, "Yo, everybody's in the game. If you're on this block, if you're related, if you know someone who knows someone, one way or another, you're in the game." Like that is so real. Like one of the biggest fears you have is being quote unquote guilty by association.
Yep.
So you could be rolling with somebody. I could be playing ball with somebody or walking down the street with somebody, like just walking the same way and talking and carrying up a conversation from school or something. They have beef with someone I don't even know. So when they see me, they think, oh, he's with him. That's his man's. So when we see him, it's on. And you could have the foggiest of the clues until it's going down.
It's too late.
So this is why what Scrap said is facts. Everyone is in the game. What's up, Jaleel? I saw a parallel to the original Power with Jukebox saying, "Don't fuck it up" to Kanan. Something she said to Kay when they were trying to get money for Tariq, and Kanan got mad at her for saying it. That's really deep because she's always had that big sister vibe with him, where she's telling him like, "Yo, know how you're gonna move. Like, keep your head on tight." And probably at that point in Power, he felt like he already knew the game and didn't want to hear it.
It kind of reminds me too, in terms of the stash house with Kanan making this mistake and giving it up to Davina. If I recall, when he ended up bringing Tariq back to the house, Jukebox was mad at him for doing that shit too. She was like, "Why would you bring him here? Like, why would you do that?" So Kanan seems to make quite a few mistakes. That don't change.
Mistakes were made 100%. Let's see what else. Let's see what's going on there, everybody. We've got a whole influx of people. This is Power After Hours, episode 3, recap and review of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Krissy's here. My name is Jeff. I'm here too. We got the poppin' chat going crazy. We got people watching in the future right now.
Yes.
Loving what we're talking about. Loving you for joining and involved. You like what you see? Hit us with that thumbs up right now. You can do it live. You could do it if you're watching after. Hit us up with the thumbs up. Get these comments in. We're going to keep talking, keep going on, answering your questions before we get out of here. Onassis Fluids, Marvin, an NBA player, Kent Bazemore, lost at birth. You know how Kent Bazemore looks, right? Right, Krissy?
It was just like,
you know how Kent Bazemore because he used to play for the Hawks at one point, right?
Matter of fact, well, I'm not no Hawks fan.
I'm just saying, like that's your people. So
disrespect.
Hold on. You know what? I gotta show y'all for y'all that are watching on the YouTube with us,
You're gonna. I
I
see.
gotta show
I
you.
know
Oh
what
yeah,
you're gonna do.
you already
Oh
know the
God.
vibes. I'm going right to the tab because
Oh my
I
God.
found my man.
Poor
Like
Kent.
if I could do it quick enough, actually, we're gonna y'all gonna have a this is what you get when you're watching us live. You get these live reactions.
Poor
Let me
Kent.
see
You
if
don't
I can.
deserve this.
He don't, but he gonna get it though, dog. He gonna get it.
Leave my
So
man's alone.
hold on.
I
We
can't.
gonna have this popping. So first
You
off,
see what y'all
we
do?
gonna get this. Yay, they did it to themselves. Like you have to talk. You have to talk to your people,
These
Krissy.
ain't my
You know what
people.
I'm saying? Wait, the commenters ain't your people?
No, the commenters is my people. People that talking. You no, I'm thinking you talking about these Hawks. I'm still stuck in the Hawks. The disrespect that you put on me by saying, "Oh, wasn't he in the Hawks?" No, daggone well, I don't follow the Hawks. You know it.
I don't know. You might. All right, so for those of you who need a refresher,
Almost
let me
doesn't
let me
count.
let
DJ
me
Food and Drink almost doesn't count.
so let me get this share popping so that y'all can see this. Hold on. Let me get it across. So this boom 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 boom. Let's go
Poor
here.
Kent Bazemore. Oh yeah.
All right. So this is Marvin. This is the actor. This is the actor Marvin from Raising Kanan. All right. This is London Brown. Okay. So this this is London Brown. And let's go back here and let's share. Let me show y'all who, for those of you who may not be familiar, let me show y'all who Kent Bazemore is. Let's go. Let me add. So this is Kent Bazemore.
It's the
This is Kent Bazemore. That's his twin.
It's
Kent Bazemore.
It's the teeth, bro. I'm telling you.
Yo, if that ain't Uncle Marvin from Power, I don't know who is. I cannot wait for the NBA season to start now. I cannot wait for the NBA season to start because these Marvin from Power things. Yo, Kent Bazemore is about to hear. Eddie, what is he on the Lakers now? Oh yeah, it is lit. It's all the way lit.
Oh
so yeah, that's a little peek in the curtain for y'all.
It's definitely the teeth. Like the teeth. If I look at just the mouth, they look exact. It's the same person. This is bad. This is all bad.
Y'all did this. I'm just pointing out what we have. Illis Ricky, can we talk about Marvin and the club chick though? Giving her a dog and something else. Yeah, she got a dog and a stick to go with it.
Let me close my mouth first of all.
I'm just saying, like he's a little smitten with Tony and got her what she needed. He gave what he was supposed to give, right?
He understood the assignment. Sis understood the
assignment.
Okay?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's hey, it's the least that he could do for getting his ass beat to protect the honor.
You give me a dog, I got you. I feel like that's what she was. I don't want to speak in first person because this is not my life. And I feel like y'all gonna take it to the next level because y'all in the comments be on one sometimes. So I'm not gonna speak on it like that. But I will say she was just repaying the a Lannister always pays their debts. I feel like sis was just understood the assignment. He gave her a dog. She knew what she had to do.
Shout out to Rady who says my son's friend is Kent B's cousin. He's an ass. Well, now you know because he was selling drugs and wasn't getting the right corners for about 20, 30 years before he had an NBA career. Miss Coffee, you can't convince me Davina is just over Buck20's death. She knows Kanan has something to do with his death. She's planning payback.
Agreed.
She has that intuition. I do think she has that intuition for sure. Let's see. Joseph Jackson Jr. What's up, Joe? What's going on? I'm not sure if Davina kissed him because she wants more groceries or because she actually likes him.
Sometimes you need a little cinnamon toast crunch. You know what I mean?
Why not both?
You gotta do to get your cereal.
Why not both? Yo, I love all these Kent Bazemore comment. Ellis Rica says Kent Bazemore is Marvin's tethered. And Michelle and DJ Food and Drink definitely saying it's the
It's the
teeth.
teeth.
It's the teeth.
It's just the mouth in general, right? Like I feel like if you take the mouths of both of them, it's the same person. I feel like next time we need to do a side by side of just their mouth, and y'all we're gonna post that on the Twitter sphere, and y'all can tell me whose mouth is whose.
Shit, play around with me right now. Give me like 5 minutes. I might be able to get
do like a guessing game.
I might be able to get that for you right now.
I want to know. I want y'all to figure it out. Whose mouth is it? We're gonna have with a whole new game.
Oh my God, not whose mouth is it?
Hey.
Yo.
Making a whole game show in this bitch. Y'all tell me whose mouth it is.
Y'all listen. That's like an FCC violation waiting to happen. Let's see. You're stupid. It is now. As Kanan lies to Davina about Buck 20's death, Raq lies to Kanan about D Withers' death. Raq is vicious. She really sat in front of that little boy's mother face and lied. That was big juice vibes. That was big juice vibe. You killed that woman's son. You killed that woman's son and then went to her house to pray, to be reading scriptures and brought food. For real?
That's real shit, though. You know what I mean? Like, you know, even though Raq did order the hit on her son, God bless D Wiz. You know, you still gotta pay respects, don't you? I feel like in the Power universe, you do.
You know, would have been a great respect to pay, not killing her son.
Ooh.
That would have been.
I didn't order the hit, so not my thing. But I think Kanan knows, though. I mean, I think he knows his mama did it. So it's like,
right.
To me, he was looking at her like, this bitch is, ain't she on some, like she's full of some shit. Because like, how you gonna sit there and cry with it? And then you gonna reach out for my hand like it could have been my son. Girl, it should have been your son.
Mm-hmm.
Not it could have been, it should have been.
Yeah. And shout out to who we got? Jamal Scott. Happy to see D'Angelo Barksdale survive to be the plug.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Michelle, I would like to see D Wiz's brother. Can't wait for them to introduce him. What do you think is going to come out of that, Krissy?
Characters that are just lingering. You know, the family member of detective, and then now we've got D Wiz's brother. I'm interested to see what that could bring to the table, right? Like, because at some point, people are going to find out what exactly happened to D Wiz. The streets stay talking. You know what I mean? Like, there's always that one person on the streets that knows what really happened. So I definitely think at some point the brother is going to be introduced, maybe working with Unique, you know, or something Unique might have to bring about this brother to take care of Raq after what Raq did last week. You know, bring him out, tell him the truth, and hopefully he does something. But I definitely think this is going to be an enemy of Kanan at some point moving forward. You don't think so?
I think so. I can see it. I just want to know who it is, because they can go in so many ways with it.
They could.
You know what I'm saying? Like they can go in so many ways. They can make it anybody really, and it could really come off well. Let me see. Somebody says something. Let's see. Now Rainey says, now I think D Wiz is Symphony's bro. Yeah, I think if it was D Wiz, he would have been at the house and made Raq hella uncomfortable. I don't think it's Symphony, because remember they were saying that D Wiz's brother had just come back from upstate. So unless he was like in a program or some shit that made him be able to get a bachelor's and a master's and come out and be able to do all of that, I'm not really too sure.
I don't think that's it.
But I don't think so. I mean, I know y'all don't really trust that man like that, but yeah, I don't think that is it. Let's see. Michelle, Raq was kissing Kata's hair like he was in The Godfather. I cracked up. Let's see. Oh, Aiden actually has a question for me. Okay. Jeff, as a New Yorker, what are your thoughts on the accent being on point? On the accents being on point or not? So everybody in New York doesn't have what you would consider a New York accent. A lot of it now is due to transplants coming from different places and then adopting New York as their home. But I know when I was growing up, you had some people who had accents like me, some people had accents stronger than mine, some people who had little accents, like you hear it come out every once in a while. And then you'd have others who didn't sound, quote unquote, like they were from New York unless they said certain words. To be real, I haven't been listening that hard to say, oh, these ain't authentic New Yorkers, XYZ. I think that's a testament to them because you don't have to parody a New York accent to sound like you're from New York. So the flip side of that is someone like Joe Sikora.
Yes.
When you hear him talk regular, he's from like Chicago or something.
Yes.
Right? He sounded like he could have been like an Italian kid from New York, just on him, right? Meanwhile, like, you know, like Michael Rainey Jr., he sounds like he's from New York, but he sounds like he's from the New York.
Yep.
Like this younger generation have a whole other slang, like a whole other slang. And I'm already aged out of that to where I can do the conversions. Like at some point it happens to everybody, right? Like you could do the conversions. So it's like if you hear something, you're not gonna, you know, I'm still in touch enough where I can do the conversion on my own or hear how it's used. And I'm like, oh, damn, they say that now? Wow. Where it's like all the other slang is classic slang now. So like me saying something is ill might be dated. That's like, if someone says like 90s slang without saying it's ill, like I can still say it because ill is cool.
Right.
But do you know, like, oh, you're using throwback slang. It's almost low-key getting to Shakespearean English type vibes.
Damn, really?
You know, Shakespearean English or catchphrases like something like cool, right? Cool is timeless.
Yeah.
Cool will always be used. But it's cool enough that you can use it whenever and not sound dated, but you know that that's not from the current era. So like everybody's saying it's lit. Lit is a 21st century. It's 21st century slang. Lit is 21st century slang. Like if you would have said it's lit when in the 90s, what is lit?
What is lit?
What did you light?
The candle?
Right. But if someone from the 90s came out here and was like, oh, that shit is stupid.
Yes.
People be like, what? It's just a TV show, like, or it's a burger. Like, why does the burger not have any common sense to you? Like, you know, why is it a fool? You know, so it's I don't, and I say that, Aiden, to say I don't have an issue with lack of accents. I will be listening harder now just to see who it is and who has it and who doesn't, because, you know, like Amari Hardwick is from Atlanta, I believe. You know, and he still sounded like he was from the city. You know what I'm saying? But everybody isn't walking around sounding like me, if that makes a sense. You know
what do you think about Raq though? Is her accent pretty spot on?
I feel like Raq sounds like a New Yorker.
Okay.
Raq sounds like a New Yorker to me. Like she don't really miss a beat there for me. Like Scrap sounds like a hype ass cat. Like he sounds like who he is in the show. So that don't throw it off. Like Kanan, it's funny because Kanan is sounding like how 50 sounded as grown Kanan. Like you could tell he's pronouncing words and saying things the way he would, right? Like grown Kanan would, young Kanan is doing. So you get that, you know what I mean? But yeah, that isn't something that actually throws me off, because I've heard people pronounce it, you know, a bunch of different ways. Rainy, I'm a New Yorker and I've been told I sound like a New Yorker once people think I'm from Jamaica. I get that all the time. Jamal says Raq's accent is homegrown. Most of the Ellis Rican, most of the New York slang comes from the attitude and the swagger, not just the accent. Which is why when people like parody it sounds corny, because you don't get the spirit of what's being said. TJ Food Drink says, I'm from Atlanta and I still say crunk. Crunk ain't
First
dead.
of all, you
crunk
said Atlanta. Right? You still said Atlanta. At least you still kind of pronounce the T there. There's no It's Atlanta, not Atlanta.
Who, me? I didn't say Atlanta.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't say
definitely
like
had a double T. You didn't say it right.
Alana Morissette.
Ah!
Miss Coffee, what's up? Where is you? Patina Miller, aka Rock, is from South Carolina. Could have
Oh,
fooled me.
wow.
That's a
Could
good
fool me. Yeah, that's a
example. Like
good
she
one.
sounds
Yes.
like that. Howard knew Rock's old boyfriend. What's up, Kathy? What's going on? Howard knew Rock's old boyfriend who was burnt up. They have history, but not a romantic one. And Miss Coffee says famous
Both of us.
is from New York. Right. We like you say what's
Mm.
tea, sis? No. And Miss Coffee says famous is from New York. I could believe that too. Like Scrappy is from Brooklyn. Yeah, I can see that. And it's even ill because people who are from New York now, they're trying to figure out how now to sound
From New York
in 2021.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So y'all gave us y'all can, and shout out to 310 BSH says Raq and Famous has the accent. Yeah, this is something I'm gonna listen out for sure.
Oh, we got a lot of people saying I agree. Okay, Jeff out here making points. Everyone's agreeing. It's nice.
Yeah, shout out Rainy. Wait, yeah, I'm hearing that echo right now. We trying to clean up. How does it sound? Am I good? Yeah, I can hear it in my back. I think I'm good now. Let me know, y'all, if y'all still here. It's and we're in the future now with our comments, so it's a little bit delayed.
He's in season 2.
Let me know. I don't hear it now, so I think I'm straight. Michelle says, that's crazy, Jeff. I love when people can tell that I'm from New York. Thank you, y'all. Sorry about that. Still trying to figure out this StreamYard and all of that, but it's good to go. And yeah, if y'all listening on the
echo.
No, I don't know. No, it was me when I was talking. Yeah, I know. It's usually you. So it's my fault. And Krissy gets to one up on me. Yeah, we love that, don't we? Yeah. Michelle says that. Yeah, I love it too. Like I've taken mad classes for like accent reduction and stuff like that, like doing
dialect,
like acting stuff and dialect, just so that I'm able to switch it up. But even when I've taken classes, they've said don't lose your individuality. Don't lose what makes you, because then you become like everybody else. So I think that's a lesson in life. And I think that's definitely a lesson in things like speech. Like you don't need to not sound like yourself in order to speak fluently.
Agreed.
So woo, okay. I think that's it. Chat, you've been amazing. Thank you so much
tonight.
That was big lit. So, before we go, you already know the vibes. We're gonna get the super ticker on the bottom.
Yes.
Follow Power After Hours on all social media platforms, on all podcast platforms, and especially on YouTube. Shout out to everyone in the comment section who's come by, especially all the regulars. We see you and we love you week after week.
Yes,
week after week. Krissy, what are you thinking about for the next episode?
I'm thinking it's going to be great because they haven't let us down yet. And I saw someone say that we still don't know a lot about Juke's mom. And so I'm also hoping that at some point they bring her in. But yeah, I think next week's episode is just going to be as good as what we've been getting. I think where the action is there. They're giving us just a good amount in every episode, where it's not like heavy pack, like there's killings every episode, but we're getting enough action. So I'm good with that. I really like where the show's going. It's only up from here to me.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I know everybody here, y'all been rocking with it since the start. We got a good one. On our hands, and I can't wait to see what they have in store. So let's do the rundown before we get the hell out of here. First,
do it.
If you're in the chat, send the applause. Roz, what's up, Roz? Rainy, what's up, Rainy? Send your applause. Send your applause for another great episode. For those of you, shout out you and the regular. Jamal, I see you. Farmers, I see you. Queens Village is in the building, always on this side. So send us all your claps. Send the likes. Put those thumbs up for us. You can't give us 2 thumbs on YouTube, but 1 is good enough.
1 is good.
Like this video. And one final thing for all of y'all that have been rocking with us. Definitely tell a friend to tell a friend, bring a friend to our lives. We're trying to get the YouTube page to at least 1,000, and I want it to be 1,000 fans. Like, I don't want, people do drives and stuff like that. I don't knock the hustle, but I'd love for more power fans to find this page, rock with us live. If they don't rock with us live, put us on, rock with us in the podcast. If you rock with us in the podcast and you're listening now, get on the lives and see what we do. Check the replays out and join us one of these days. It's really lit in here, and we got a great cast, a great bunch of people here. So definitely do that. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Spread the word of Power After Hours so that they can subscribe. Once we get to 1,000, we'll be able to do a lot of amazing things with the YouTube partnership program. So we want to get to there ASAP. So everybody who's listening, if you're subscribed or not, if you're subscribed to the podcast, if you subscribe to YouTube, do both. Subscribe to our page so that we can give y'all all the things we want to give. So we love the support. We love everything that y'all been doing for us, but that is something that's important. It's something that we want to grow. powerafterhourspod@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or anything that you might have thought of about this one that you want us to read on the show, definitely shout us out. You can comment on this episodes. We'll get to them too, and we'll answer you all throughout the week. And yeah, I think that's it. We should be good to go back on our normally scheduled time, Monday at 7.
Yeah.
But we'll always up to date. But I think Mondays are good. Seeing all the love.
Y'all, Jeff was out here living his best life. That's why we on here on a Tuesday.
Wow.
But shout out to the new viewers we got, because we were here on a Tuesday versus a Monday. A lot of people were saying finally they could catch us live. So I'm glad that y'all were able to tune in. I love this live joint. I love communicating with y'all and talking through the episodes. Y'all make it fun. So, definitely look forward to seeing y'all next Monday.
Yeah, no doubt. And for those of you, if you want to get the New York feeling, Versus is coming up next.
Yes.
Dipset, choose your side.
Who you got?
Hey, get ready, yo. It's like choosing my favorite pair of Air Force Ones, or pair of Tims. I don't know, but yeah, I might be rolling with the locks on this one. I like the quote unquote underdogs and the real,
Dipset was
street. This Dipset was a movement, but I think a lot of people underrate. Listen, same people who were saying that Jada was gonna get washed by Fab.
Fact. No, that I understand. No, I get that. I get you wanting to roll with the underdog, because most people are rolling with Dipset, but I feel like
it's gonna be closer than a lot of people think, and I can't wait. So shout out to Jaleel says Dipset, GD Food and Drink, fuck the frail shit, word. And Jamal, thank you for that love. Let me put that up there before we go. Best power podcast by far.
Thank you.
We don't say we are your favorite power podcast because it's a cool catchphrase. We are your favorite power podcast because we talk with the people. Savage Ass Dan, this is the best power book by far until we see Tommy's. Yo, yeah, this is
we gotta come hard with Tommy's, bro.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to turn. They're gonna have to turn up. Miss Coffee, I know you didn't put Force in here. I'm optimistic about Force. If they make it like How to Get Away with Murder type shit, I'm all for it. I am all for it, yo. But yeah, let's get out of here. We'll be here. You know how black people love to shut down a club and no one know how to go home. So we won't get out of here. Thank you for joining us, and we will check you next week.
Peace.